want to take a little time to talk about my personal experience with heart-centered meditation and working with my heart center. I've been introduced to this work by Anne-Marie Chiasson. She's an MD and she holds a mystery lineage that I've been participating in, and heart-centered meditation is at the core of it. And so I've been taught a lot about the heart center, and I do lead a heart-centered meditation in another video that I'll throw a link to here. And yet what I've been realizing, as I've been talking about somatic research and really this idea that there's this inner experience to be mined is the question for me of what's really true for me? Here I've learned these things about my heart center. What's actually come through my practice with the heart center? What am I living? And I wanted to speak from that place rather than the place of here's the 4 qualities and so on and so forth. And so I think what I'm arriving at as I've been thinking about it is the deepest power I've come into through coming to my heart is the ability to hold the unknown, to hold when I'm vibrating between different positions around things, I don't want to get too much into my personal stuff. I'm aware of that. This is like a public forum, right? But when I'm trying to make a decision about how to proceed in my life and how to treat other people, the place of others in how I proceed, of people who are really close to me, when I'm in hardship, when I'm frustrated, when I'm, lashing out or close to it in some form, to come back here helps me to recenter in the unknown, in the place that whatever might be coming up in my mind of it's this, to go, wait, can I suspend that collapse of the ability to hold the tension? Where on one hand I want to be this way, on the other hand I'm feeling this, or I want to see it this way. Sometimes I know I see it in a broader way, or a way that that for me is maybe less selfish, but without losing what's right about selfishness, right? Taking care of this being. How do I hold that kind of a polarity? What I'd like to be holding for others, what I feel like I need to hold to be whole in myself. Come here, and then there's deeper aspects that tend to reveal themselves. It's possible this is true of any kind of meditation, but the way that I've been able to find those places is to come to my heart. And lately, whenever I come to my heart, I've been shaky on my left side. It's really freaking me out a bit. It's really uncomfortable how shaky I've been. This hand just goes really shaky. Right now, I think because I'm doing it for you, it's not extreme. But if I really soften in, you can probably see I start to vibrate. And that's just been true for a little while, and it's getting more intense. So then now, that's one of the pieces I'm holding from the heart is this discomfort, I'm switching hands, to hold that here and be willing to shake and feel what's coming through. So there's this sense with my heart of what's coming through me rather than what am I gonna do? Or, it's more this tuning into something larger, tuning into a field larger than just my personal identity. That is something I've been taught about the heart center. It is also something that feels very true to me, having spent many, many hours now sitting here. And the essence of it to me is in bringing my hands to my heart, I'm holding the space in my body of the heart very literally. And then there's a listening. What comes through? What happens when I stay here longer than it may be comfortable? I may want to move my hands. I may want to do all sorts of things. I may let some of those things happen. Sometimes I'll work my hands out, but I'm still bringing the focus there and working it here. Coming from a movement and somatics background, the sense of the space of the body is very important to me, and I'll talk more here soon about tensegrity. I've been writing about the tensegrity structure, the tensional integrity of the body, the way that's our structural makeup, and how that creates the holding of space. We literally are holding space with the tensional integrity between our parts. And so here is holding this space in my body with my awareness, with my intention, with my hands. And then what do I notice there? Going into the somatic research of just noticing, moving, setting the intention, here I am, and noticing, right? Putting myself in this position. But there's the movement of the breath, there's the movement of, my spine will move sometimes. So there is still movement in it too. It's not just static. I think that comes with a piece of, it does come with a piece of telling you, hey, try this. There is an invitation in that. I'm speaking from the I, from my place, in order that to speak to that's available, and this is something you can do. At the same time, I don't want to tell you what to do, but you're watching and you're curious. So that's my recommendation, is to bring hands to your heart and notice what happens. And in my noticing, these are some of the things.